Welcome to Beyond the Sky, a game for 1 to 5 players with 15 to 30-minute sessions, recommended for ages 8 and up. In Beyond the Sky, due to a series of temporal anomalies, hostile enemies have appeared on Earth, making life on the planet completely impossible. Humanity must now escape the atmosphere in search of new worlds. The game components include a double-sided board, each side offering a different configuration. Enemy cards drawn from the enemy deck, each linked to a die result. We'll explain this mechanic later. The dice used for enemy attacks, on this side of the board only 3 colors are used, while the reverse uses all 4. Movement cards, which look like this, and player boards where you store your spaceships. In asymmetric mode, each player board features a unique ability, although you can also play with the standard layout, in which each player has 4 spaceships. The goal in Beyond the Sky is to climb upward through the sky and exit the atmosphere. When you manage to move one of your spaceships off the top of the board, you place it at the bottom scoring area in the appropriate space to gain points. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. If your ships are destroyed, they are placed at the top scoring area instead, granting fewer points. A player's turn is simple. You play a card from your hand and move your spaceships according to that card's effect. When you land on a space, you immediately resolve its effect. When all players have played their cards for the round, the enemy dice are rolled. These represent enemy attacks that may damage or destroy your spaceships. When a spaceship takes its first hit, flip its token to show it is damaged. On the second hit, the spaceship is destroyed. How do the movement cards work? Cards with a cloud background allow you to move into spaces that contain clouds. Cards with a clear sky background allow you to move into cloudless spaces. How far do we move? You move according to the value of the card. 1 row, 3 rows, or 1+1, meaning you move 2 different spaceships 1 row each. When moving upward to a higher row, you may move to any space in that row that your card allows. For example, if you play a 3, you may move to any space 3 rows above your starting row, starting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. Since you played a clear sky card, you must choose a space without clouds, such as this one. If the green player plays the 1+1 card, they move 2 spaceships, for example here and here. Spaces may grant effects such as drawing a card, protection from yellow attacks, protection from white attacks, rolling a blue die, repairing a damaged spaceship, moving 1 additional row upward, gaining an extra turn, etc. After all players have moved, enemy dice are rolled. For example, the blue die does not apply here, since it only targets the top 2 rows. A white one deals damage to the bottom 2 rows. Since none of the ships here have white protection, both take 1 damage. A yellow 2 targets these 2 rows, but since the red ship has yellow protection, it takes no damage. We then proceed to the next round. Later in the game, more enemy units may enter play. For example, a yellow die result would destroy the green spaceship and deal 1 damage to another spaceship. A 2 would damage the red spaceship. The blue die would deal no damage unless it rolls a 5 or 6. When enough spaceships have been destroyed, additional enemy cards must be revealed and added to the enemy area, with a maximum of 2 cards per enemy group. From this point on, blue, yellow, and white dice showing a result of 6 or 3 will deal damage to the corresponding rows. To exit the board, you must play at least 1 card that allows you to move upward. A spaceship that leaves the board is placed in the next available scoring slot at the bottom. In this example, the red player would score 4 points. The game ends when 1 player has no spaceships remaining. In this example, the green player would take 2 hits and lose their final spaceship. The reverse side also uses the red die, making the top row significantly more dangerous. It also features areas where you may roll dice to damage other players' spaceships. Each player board has an asymmetric side with unique abilities. When drawing 2 cards, you may instead draw 1 card and repair 1 of your spaceships. The 1 movement card, which normally only moves to cloud spaces, may be used on either type of space. Arrow spaces, which normally force you to move following the pattern on your card, now allow movement to either side. Extra turn spaces allow you to draw a card and immediately play it. The 1+1 card may be used as a 2 movement card. Instead of moving 2 spaceships, you may move only 1. And that's all. Thank you very much.